Welcome to this origami tutorial, and we're going to learn how to fold this blossom heart. So we're going to start with a square of paper, 15 centimeters square, like this, but we actually only need half of the paper, so we're going to fold it in half, corner to corner, edge to edge, being precise about how we line things up. Crease it down the middle, really sharp with your nail, and then with a pair of scissors or a ruler, I'm going to use a ruler, we're going to tear that piece of paper in half, because we only need half a piece of paper, and it means that you've got another half piece of paper left to make a second one if you choose to. So we're going to put the paper with the colour you want your heart to be face down. So I want a red heart with blue detail, so we're going to put it face down like that. And the first fold we're going to do is fold the bottom up to meet the top. Again, corners and edges precisely aligned. Fold it along the middle and then unfold. And then, just thinking about this half of the paper, what we're going to do is fold this bottom left hand corner up to meet the side center crease, and we're going to make a crease, making sure that we come right to the point of the paper, and we're going to unfold. We're then going to take the right hand corner and fold it in the opposite direction to meet the center crease, and we're going to fold it like that. Okay, then we're going to do exactly the same with the square at the top. So we'll bring the top right corner down to meet the center crease, fold it and crease, and then we'll bring the top left corner down to meet the center crease, fold it and crease, and then open it up. Now I want you to turn the paper over, and we're going to fold now the bottom edge here up to meet the center crease like that, and we're going to fold the top edge down to meet the center crease like that. We're going to open it up and we're going to turn it over again. So we've now got this rectangle of paper with a number of pre-formed creases. And we're going to concentrate first of all on this top square again. We're going to use the creases that we've folded, and we're going to bring these two edges, center creases, in and down to meet the middle crease, and we're going to crease the outside edges, and then we're going to squash the top gently down symmetrically so that it meets like that. And then we're going to do exactly the same again, bringing the edges in and squashing flat and folding precisely down so that all the edges are neatly and squarely creased. So then we have this square diamond that's got a diagonal split down the middle. Okay, so with the split in the middle running horizontally across, we're going to deal with each of these upper points. We're going to take this right hand point here and fold it up to meet the top point of the model, and we're going to make a crease. And we're going to take this left hand point and fold it up to meet the top point of the model, and we'll make a crease. So we've made this square shape out of the two triangles. And then do exactly the same at the bottom. We bring the outside point, the right hand outside point, down to meet the point at the bottom. You can already see, because this blue line is showing, that I haven't been as precise as I should have been with my folding. I'm hoping that it will be forgiving. And then bring the left hand point down to meet the bottom point like that. So you now have a large square with these two small square formations in place. And now we're going to deal with each of these separate triangles that we've just created. So just showing you what to do, we're going to lift up one of them so it stands up straight. We're going to gently tease it open with our finger, and then as we do that, we're going to make it squash down flat so that the points and the creases align and it makes a square flattened down onto can you see that? It's flattened down as a square. And then we're going to do that 3 more times. So stand up what's called a rabbit's ear. We're going to squash that flat to make a square. We're doing exactly the same with the third one, opening it up gently, squashing it flat to make a square, and then finally the fourth one, standing up the rabbit ear, squashing it flat to make a square. So we now have a large square with these 4 squares in detail on the top. Now we're going to work on each of those separate squares. So you'll see each square has a crease down the center, and what I want you to do now is lift the right hand point and fold that in so that this edge from the bottom point up to the right hand point meets that center crease. So you make half a kite shape like that, and then exactly the same with the other point, the left hand point, bringing it in to meet in the middle, and so we end up with that kite shape formation. And then doing exactly the same on each of the other squares. So bottom right edge into the center to make half a kite shape, and crease, bottom left edge folded into the center to create half a kite shape, and crease, and then on the third one, bottom right edge folded into the center crease and creased into half a kite shape, bottom left edge folded in to meet it in the center to complete that kite shape, and finally on the fourth one exactly the same again. So now you have this formation with the base square with these 4 folded kite shapes in place. Now we're going to take each separate section of those kite shapes and do the same squash fold we did earlier. So we lift one up, we gently open it, we squash it flat so that it now makes a full kite shape of its own in 2 colours. Again, lifting the next one, gently opening it with our fingers, squashing flat, to make that kite shape. Turning to the next one, lift the flap, gently open it with our fingers. Some people use a tool to do that, but I think it's just easier to stick with your fingers, squash it flat into a kite shape, and with the other side exactly the same. Open it up, squash it flat into a kite shape, working around all 4 formations all the way around the model so that we have symmetry all the way around. Sometimes the paper just gets stubborn. That one's not working very well for me. That's because of inaccurate folding on my part. And finally, on the 4th formation, lift the flap, gently open it, squash it flat into a kite shape, trying to keep it as symmetrical as possible, and then finally the last one. So we now have this square with a kind of rose pattern in the center. Now I want you to hold orientate the model now so that that split down the center goes from top to bottom, bottom to top, and you'll see that it's possible to fold that top flap back on itself to meet the bottom at the back. And when you do that, you already begin to see the heart shape taking place, taking form. So just showing you again what I did there. We had this shape. You can actually turn it over if you like, if that makes it easier, and we fold the bottom down, the top down to meet the bottom, and crease it. And we've got the beginnings of heart shape taking form. Now, turning over again, we're just going to complete that formation of the heart shape by folding in the very tip of the outside point so that the point meets the crease that there is there, and it's about half a centimetre, not even that, maybe. Just press it flat like that. In old money it's about 1/4 of an inch, and then exactly the same with the opposite point. So we've got 2 points folded in, about 1/4 of an inch on each side. Then we turn it over, and although my folding and my cutting wasn't very good, you can see how the model takes shape, a blossom heart. And of course you have another piece of paper, don't you, so you can go and make a second one, one to give away, one to keep for yourself, and that's the blossom heart complete.